Hi, and thanks for tuning in to our live radio show. Moments of Clarity with Tiffany will begin in just a few moments. Please stay tuned. Kindly take this opportunity to share this show on your platforms because change can only come when we stand together as one, especially when it comes to ending the stigma on mental health.
You are not alone, and help is out there.
Kids have mental health issues, and we also need to learn coping skills.
Let's get started and let the show begin. See you soon.
Don't put yourself down, time for a change. Believe in yourself, time to rearrange. Be your best friend, bring hope to your day. Lose your critic, get out of your way. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity. To yourself be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of love you get to define. Find self-love, you're so alive. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Warner. I am a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. Today, we're going to be talking about a topic that a lot of people don't understand or know the meaning of: borderline personality disorder, which a lot of mental health things need boundaries. We need to set boundaries within ourselves. We need to set boundaries with others and stick to them, because a lot of things that we do when we aren't setting boundaries can lead to regret, saying things we don't mean, being impulsive, et cetera, et cetera. And we're going to get into that when we start the radio show, but I'm going to informally introduce my guest, Jennifer Jerald, the boundary hunter. Hi, Jennifer.
Hello.
I love that couture in the background, like the Rising Phoenix and music, and you do all sorts of stuff. Can't wait to get into the full interview. I'm gonna unmute Ed so we could start the radio show. And while we're waiting, he usually starts at mid-sentence, so I usually always get caught up.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network. Welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner, licensed mental health counselor in the state of Florida. Moments of Clarity's mission is to educate and end the stigma on mental health through the inspirational stories of our exceptional guests. You can join in the show by calling Tiffany toll-free at 866-826-1340 or on Facebook and Twitter at MOC with Tiffany. Now, here's Tiffany Warner.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Warner. I am a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And today we are going to be talking about a topic that everyone needs, but also about a diagnosis that a lot of people don't know about, or don't understand borderline personality disorder and how boundary setting, we all need boundaries, can really affect how we socialize with others, and so much lately following your dreams, standing up for yourself, but in a socially etiquette way, and not letting anyone treat you the way you don't want to be treated, because people will only treat you the way you allow them to. And so, without ado, I want to also say hi to Ed at Tan Talk Radio. What's up, Ed?
Hey, happy Thursday, everybody.
Happy Thursday. How are you doing?
Good. Yeah, how are you doing?
Good.
Good.
Good. Ever since I said that you always tell me the day and how you doing, and it would say happy Thursday, happy Friday. And then when I say how you're doing, you'll tell me about the weather. And ever since I told you that I figured you're gonna say that, you stopped. You prove me wrong.
Well, I strive not to be predictable.
Well, you were predictable. Now you're just now you're predictably not gonna do it.
You want to know the weather? Open the window. There you go.
Not everyone knows that here. It's beautiful in sunny Florida.
It's 90 degrees and a chance of 50% chance of rain. That's good till about October.
Yeah, hurricane season starts in about a week.
Yeah, actually June 1st.
June 1st, yeah, and Memorial Day weekend is Monday, is this weekend, but coming up. And I like to just say, it's a 3-day weekend for a lot of people, but Memorial Day is remembering the fallen soldiers and those that have served our country and died serving our country. It's not Veterans Day.
Right.
So it's nice to have a barbecue and everything, but to take time to remember them as well. I'll probably say the same thing tomorrow. Anyway, but today we're going to be talking about setting boundaries with someone that's lived with borderline personality disorder, and we'll educate on that. And Ed, when you're listening, just pay attention, because I think you used to know someone with borderline personality disorder. So
yeah. Okay.
That didn't know boundaries and didn't know positive coping skills, and has been on a television show with you. But just pay attention and see if you can chime in and see if you know who I'm talking about.
You got it.
Not putting you out there too much, but kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to call in, 866-826-1340, 866-826-1340, and please say hi to Ed when you do. 866-826-1340. So my guest today is long awaited. I've been trying to play phone tag to get her on. She's been on other interviews, and I found her fascinating. But she empowers individuals to take back control, stop overwhelm, and gain confidence by learning to set and maintain healthy boundaries. And she's the founder and CEO of Jennifer Jerald Strategies, and she's embraced and learned to live with borderline personality disorder, which I'll explain what that is, and now empowers and transforms women, and men too, probably, who feel that they have no control in their life, no confidence, and are emotionally overwhelmed, by identifying and implementing simple steps to create and maintain emotional freedom, otherwise known as boundaries. And she's gone and wrote and authored 5 best-selling books centered around emotional wellness and healing. And she also shares her love of music, if you can see virtually in the background, and passion by using original songs during her motivational speaking events. I wonder if we'll hear some today. Podcast interviews and television appearances. Her voice carries clarity of hope and triumph through powerful spoken and musical stories. She's also, a fun fact, if you can't see her virtually, has 2 different colored eyes. Be sure to follow her green eye. The brown one's always looking for opportunities to serve. To be kind of tricky. Anyway, she's also known as the Boundary Hunter. And welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany, Jennifer Jerald.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for the introduction. And the brown eye is actually blind. So that's why I don't really know where she's at most of the time. So instead of, making it uncomfortable for people, I just identify that straight away. She's
Yeah,
always looking for opportunities to serve. And look, we found one. We're here today. So,
too bad
so
it's
excited to
blind.
be here.
Like bees, they get to see all like peripheral vision behind them and everything. Too bad you can't just see. But which one's the brown one?
This is my brown one, and this one's my green one.
And that's quite beautiful, to be honest.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very unique thing to have two different color eyes. Like, we animals, dogs, every living creature with one blue, one green eye, and all that stuff is unique. And unique is what sets us apart from others. And so I find it a bonus. And you read music and do all this and wrote 5 books with one blind eye. Wow. Love to get to that. So let's start from the beginning, where you found your moment of clarity, how this all became. And for some of you that don't know what borderline personality disorder, it's a mental health disorder that impacts the way you think and feel about yourself and others. It causes problems functioning in everyday life, and it includes things such as self-image issues, difficulty managing your emotions and behaviors, and a pattern of unstable relationships. And there's symptoms we can go through more later, but fear of abandonment, often very terrified of being abandoned by others, unstable relationships, unclear or shifting self-image, impulsive self-destructive behaviors. A lot of people with BPD, we'll just call it, have self-harm, things like that, extreme emotional mood swings, chronic feelings of emptiness, and explosive behavior. And that's just one diagnosis that cannot be diagnosed until at least 18, even though some children, you can see signs and symptoms of it, but it can't be a diagnosis until then. But a lot of people probably do have this and are not diagnosed yet. So just to clarify that before you go on, because I like my listeners to know what the mental health piece is behind that. Back to what I asked you. What got you started with your aha, like your moment of clarity? Don't forget to ring a bell every
That
time.
moment of clarity. All right. So first of all, it was a beautiful sunny Sunday. It was hot and balmy, 103 degrees. That's pretty hot here in Washington State.
Mm.
And it was a day that I could have been enjoying the sun, worshiping God in church, and loving my life. But instead, I was locked in my car in the parking lot at church, contemplating how scared and defeated and overwhelmed and alone I felt, waiting to die.
Wow.
Feeling abandoned by God and hating my life. At the time my marriage was ending, I had just been diagnosed with the borderline personality disorder, and I thought that dead would most definitely be better than alive.
How old were you again?
I was 41 when I got diagnosed. So imagine that's a really long time to go misdiagnosed, mismedically treated, and just scared and confused and lost all the time. And I just kept thinking, it wasn't supposed to be this way. I didn't sign up for this. I signed up for joy and love, but instead I got despair and sorrow and grief. And I had a choice to make when I opened my eyes after 2.5 hours in that hot car, waiting to die. I either could sit back and wait to die or open the door and stay alive. And I chose to open that door. Why? Because regrets, I want none.
Right.
Baggage, I've got some. Choices, I've got a ton.
Yay! Someone sing on the show with me, but is good at it.
Today I chose this one to
Okay.
live like there's no tomorrow, even when the day brings sorrow. Shine like the sun when the sky is gray, and live so you'll know tomorrow.
Wow. I love it. I love it. Sometimes I sing a little bit, but I'm not good at it, and I don't try to be. It's
That's
more
okay. Once you get to know
no,
the song, you can sing with me next time.
I don't wanna botch it. It's fine.
No,
I
it's all good. But I
Yeah,
didn't
I
know
do
that
it
the
for I do it to be funny. You do it
yeah,
to be beautiful. So there's the whole difference.
I do
But
it both ways. I do it both ways. But my moment of clarity was when I opened that door. When I opened the door, that moment of clarity of taking my first steps all over again. Only this time I wasn't a baby learning to stand up. This time I was a scared mom,
mhm.
woman who was learning to walk into my life for the first time ever.
Was it the diagnosis you were diagnosed that day? Was it
No, I wasn't diagnosed that day. It was actually it was a couple months prior to that. That I had been diagnosed, and I was going through my divorce, and I was coming out of a verbally domestic violence situation, and had been coaxed multiple times that I should just kill myself. And so I felt once I got that diagnosis that maybe that wasn't a bad idea. Ultimately, that was a bad idea. So, so through a series of events, I ended up in a program that changed everything. And Tiffany, you'll know what this is. I was enrolled in IOPDBT for BPD.
Yeah,
I
okay,
had
so
no
let
idea
me
what I
clarify
was
that.
getting myself into.
So yeah, after someone is residential,
Yeah,
there's steps down. So someone's institutionalized or goes into a residential hospital.
yeah,
They graduate that and then go into intensive outpatient,
yep,
which they're seeing more than just once a week by an outpatient specialist, like somebody like me, but more than just once a week, or outpatient clinic, intensive outpatient, where they're like 4 days a week, but the person goes home. Then there's outpatient, that's a step down further, where it's with a one-on-one with a counselor. That's maybe once a week, twice a week if you need it. DBT is dialectical behavioral therapy. That's usually administered to people that have difficulty staying in the here and now, using mindfulness and being present and having their mind full of stuff, reacting with emotion, reacting and self harm or impulsivity, things like that. Dialectical behavioral therapy is often very helpful for people not only with BPD, borderline personality disorder. He threw out all those acronyms. On top of it, I run groups with a bunch of that. And so, yeah. But these things aren't diagnosed until age 18. And there's different levels of borderline personality disorder, not really categorized, but some people don't get a grasp on it as well as Jennifer has, where you can kind of tell they're self-mutilating, cutting, self-harm, many suicide attempts, estranged relationships, where in and out of relationships way too fast, and and like a red flag would be like, um, I guess, I I don't know. I don't want to put an instant out there because there's many reasons that people would say I don't have any friends. Like, not, it's not because always a borderline personality disorder. It's because you be picky or not met the right social network or got rid of toxic people, things like that. So
yeah.
sorry to interrupt, but I like to clarify all the acronyms for people because I've heard before when I throw out like ADHD, OCD, whatever, they're like,
Oh yeah. I normally clarify, but you're the therapist, so I thought I'll just give you the acronyms and let you take it.
yeah,
But
let me be the boring one and you can sing beautifully. I'll take that today.
okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that was like I was in a bowl of alphabet soup that I didn't even understand. And
That's
I
funny.
was like, what am I getting into?
Having an alphabet soup that you didn't understand. Well, all the words and letters are all mixed up. Whenever I eat alphabet soup, I can't make words out of it. If anything, I would make
Exactly.
okay or
Well, think about that. I mean, you've got all these acronyms thrown at you, just like we just threw them at the audience, right?
right.
And
That's
it's like,
what's
wait,
fun.
what? And so, but the really important part is that for the first time in my life, I felt like I had hope. For the first time in my life, I felt like I was understood. And for the first time in my life, I felt safe to dream and to look to the future with joy. And that's what I want for other people. That is my mission, vision, goal, and passion for life going forward, is to help other people who sit in a place of despair and darkness and lack of confidence and emotional overwhelm to know that suffering is optional. Pain's going to happen, but suffering is optional. And that's really, really important to me, because we get to choose whether we stay in pain and misery or whether we rise up and learn to live with the challenges that we are faced with, because there is no challenge that does not come with an opportunity for growth if we choose to accept it.
Wow, beautifully said. There's never an opportunity there's nothing that we can't change, right?
Right.
We're never stuck. We can change anything except pretty much death, which I'm glad that you opened that door, right, when you said. But everything in our life is we're going to make mistakes. Mistakes are learning opportunities. They're not mistakes. They're things that we can learn from. And also, bet on ourselves, change our life, change our pattern, change our goal. There's beautiful things like vision boards. Where do you want to see yourself? Make things happen. Just don't let people get in the way, and setting boundaries for ourselves, but don't let ourselves get in the way, right?
Absolutely, because we can be one of our greatest boundary violators. If we
We
don't,
are usually the one, but
yeah,
the worst.
we are our biggest bully. We are
Mhm.
our biggest boundary violator. And if we don't understand what our boundaries are, and see, a lot of people talk about boundaries like it's just one big thing. I
Mhm.
talk about boundaries in the individuals, because there are 6 actual boundaries to be aware of when you're setting your personal boundaries. And so
I want to hear the 6 set boundaries. Well,
So
one of the
this,
boundaries we have today is we have 2 commercial breaks.
yes, okay, let's do
It's
it.
time for that one. I'm just gonna leave it like that with a cliffhanger, because I want to know the 6 boundaries.
Okay.
Call in with questions, 866-826-1340, 866-826-1340, and say hi to Ed when you do. 866, hey, can you sing that for me, Jennifer? 866-826-1340, something like that.
866-826-1340.
Yay.
Call it in.
All right. So it's time for our break. We'll be back with Moments of Clarity in just a moment. Please stay tuned.
You're listening to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner. We welcome your input at 866-826-1340. Tiffany will be right back after this.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hello, my name is Lucy Lopes, and I'm a real estate agent that supports ending the stigma on mental health with Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I am also passionate about helping you buy or sell your home. With times being so difficult, I'm here to help. Contact me at lucylopes.com. That's LUCYLOPES.com. Let me assist you through this pandemic and know that you are not alone.
Hi, this is Tiffany Werner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment, and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Werner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one.
Are you looking for a great book? If you like to root for the underdog, Joe Potosi's book is a book for you. A real American odyssey that will grab your attention with its fast-moving narrative. You won't be able to put this masterpiece down. When the Dust Settled by Joe Potosi. Go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or Zulin Press.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
We are back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner. To join in the discussion, call 866-826-1340. Now, here's Tiffany Werner.
Hello and welcome back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Warner. I am a licensed mental health counselor and I'm your host. Today we are discussing setting boundaries. Boundaries are so important to every aspect of life, but especially when diagnosed with something like borderline personality disorder, bipolar, ADHD, attention deficit. How about just low self-esteem? Boundaries are important in everything, but we're going to discuss as well is borderline personality disorder and learning mindfulness and things like that with the boundary hunter, Jennifer Jerald.
Hello.
In the chat, Jason from India says, why is there a TM next to your name, the boundary hunter?
Trademark is mine.
Yeah, that's
no one else can have it.
I wanted you to be like, that's mine and I own it.
That's mine. I own it. I own it. It's me.
Yeah,
you can come work with me, but you can't have the title.
Yeah. I should put my little TM next to mine.
There you go. Heck yeah. You know it.
Something else to type. Dang it. Like, whatever.
Oh,
okay.
I know.
So, okay. Before we went to break, you said there's 6 types of boundaries.
There are 6 types of boundaries. So before we do that really quick, we've got to know that there's 3 boundary styles primarily. So there's rigid boundaries. It's like a brick wall, no windows, no doors, nothing's getting in, nothing's getting out. You're not very close to people, keep people at an arm's distance. Even if you're in a relationship, there's kind of like this arm's distance thing going on all the time. And you avoid others being close to you to prevent the possibility of rejection. So that's rigid boundaries. And I know a lot of people that have boundaries like that. And they think that they're being healthy. It's the false sense of protection, but really it's isolation from yourself and from others. And it really prevents healthy, happy relationships in life. Then you've got your porous boundaries, which is no boundary at all. It's like an open field that anybody and everybody can have access to. And you don't want to talk to, you talk to everybody, and everybody's business is your business, and your business is everybody else's business. And you overshare, and you get over involved in other people's stuff, and you're focused on everybody else and yourself too, which causes a great deal of overwhelm and emotional overabundance. And
that's not really a boundary. That's getting into people's business.
Well, that's a porous boundary, which means there really isn't one.
Yeah,
but it's important. But it's important to understand if that sounds like you, friends, we have a low boundary problem. And
yeah, I like to tell those kind of people, there's what's up with you and none. And I like to say nanya. And they're like, what's that? What are you into? What
right?
Yeah, nanya business.
Nanya. Well, and if they want to know, and people are involved in everybody else's stuff because they aren't really happy with themselves. So they think everybody else's life is going to be better.
Are the ones that are bored. So they like to pot stir and start stuff up.
Yeah, and they don't understand healthy boundaries. Exactly.
They're bored. They need to find something to do.
Yeah. Well, and then there's healthy boundaries, which is ultimately what we hopefully are getting to. So, and that's to value our own opinion. People with unhealthy boundaries rely on everybody else to make their decisions for them. It gives them an out when something doesn't go right. Somebody else is responsible. And when we're healthy, we value our own opinion in making our own decisions. We don't compromise our core values for anyone. We share personal information in an appropriate way. We don't share too much. We don't share too little. We take care of our own business and leave everybody else's business to them. And really important, we know as a healthy boundary that we know what our wants and our needs are, and we can communicate that with confidence.
Mm-hmm.
We're not afraid of no, and we're not afraid to say no, because we understand that not only do we have healthy boundaries, but other people have boundaries also. So when we have healthy boundaries, we can honor other people's as well. And so the 6 boundary types are physical boundaries, intellectual boundaries, emotional boundaries, material boundaries, time boundaries, and we're going to say it on air, sexual boundaries.
We can say that. You just can't cut. No, but what's material boundaries? We're not allowed to shop? or just with
No, material boundaries. Have you been the target of somebody in your life constantly asking to borrow money with a promise to pay back, but they never do? Or somebody's constantly borrowing your yard tools and not returning them, or borrowing your clothes, or borrowing your car? So your
not since high
material,
school, but okay.
that was high school. Well,
Not-
it happens. It happens. And unfortunately, we have all experienced it somehow, some way, or somewhere in our lives. And one place that's really, really an issue with material boundaries is when you are the parent or the
Ooh,
spouse
doesn't hurt me. We're below the belt right now.
of an addict.
Oh no, I'm not there. I was gonna say, like, Mom, can we have this? Because they earn it, but can I have
Well,
this?
earning it is different than, oh, sure, let me just spoil you and give you everything and raise you to be an entitled nincompoop that does not contribute to society because you think society owes you everything. There's a huge difference. So we
Right.
do have to have material boundaries when we're
Well,
parenting.
teenagers tend to get like that sometimes too, anyway, and then they grow out of it, whether they're spoiled or not.
Well, my teenager can do whatever she wants with her mouth, but I don't have to comply. See,
Yeah.
it's a healthy boundary. So, there's a lot of that. But when we're dealing with addicts, and the reason I'm talking about that is because it's huge right now.
But
It's been a
especially with the
problem, and now it's
pandemic,
way bigger,
and a lot of people are enabling them
Yeah,
and
and that's
codependent relationships and stuff like
that
that.
is a material boundary violation. Oh, just this once. Oh, it's just a little bit of money. Oh, it's just. If you
They're
find
gonna quit.
yourself,
There's probably domestic violence as well.
yeah. Well, the domestic violence is a physical boundary violation
Mm.
because that is your physical body and your personal space. So your physical boundary is going to be like, okay, this is my office. That's part of my physical boundary. So like today, I'm in an interview and my daughter knows that there's a show in progress. So she can't come bouncing through the door unless, of course, the house is on fire. There's that. But setting boundaries around your personal space is really, really important as well as your physical body. So if you're on a first date and this person's on the other side of the table or they want to sit right next to you and that's not comfortable for you, it's okay to say, hey, we're just getting to know each other. I'd feel more comfortable if we sat across the table from each other.
I
And
would have just kept elbowing them and say, you know what, it's probably better if you sit there because I need
I
my salad.
like to fly when I eat. You're going to want to sit on the other side of the table.
I need room for all of my plates that I'm going to order. No, I have a date.
This girl is not just getting a salad.
I haven't gotten on a date in a long time, but
yeah. So it's okay to set those boundaries.
but I
and
would
know
say
what
that
they
even
are.
with a friend. Like,
Yeah.
move over there. I need my room.
Yeah, I mean, definitely your physical space is yours and you have the right to own it. And you have the right to do it with confidence. So I don't personally like to sit right next to somebody when I'm eating dinner. I like to look them in the eyes. Part of that is because I can't see you if you're sitting right next to me. Because I got this little side issue going on here. But I like to be.
I like that you laugh at it. It's hard for me. It's funny when you say it. It's still not funny to laugh about.
You can laugh with me. See, I gave you permission. I mean, people have been terrible. Somebody told me I should never be a teacher because I can't control my pupil.
Oh, that's a funny one.
People are that happened during a live show. But moment of clarity. I don't have to control my pupil.
But
God made it this way for me.
I get it.
So
that didn't go over my head. So any questions or feedback? 866-826-1340. 866-826-1340. Jennifer, you want to do the pleasure? It's the singing. It's singing gets it stuck in their head.
Singing gets it stuck in their head.
No,
are you sitting on the sidelines at war with yourself?
No, it's the telephone number. 866.
Oh, the phone number.
866-826-1340.
866-826-1340.
Dial
in. I love live questions. I'm not afraid of them. Bring it.
Enjoying the conversation. I've got somebody here with a lot of information that's got a really great sense of humor. I'm so happy that you're on the show.
Thank
What a
you.
way to start Thursday with a positive guest. And I'm not sitting here like what? It's entertaining. And there's been some. Usually I filter those through, but they sneak in every now and then where I'm just like
How did
just
I do
pause,
it?
like I just asked her the same question 20,000 times, and are you gonna answer it?
Oh,
But
I
yeah.
do try to answer the questions to my very best ability. So if you have one, don't be afraid to ask.
No, it's like if I asked you what a musician is and you can't answer that ever, it's kind of, I'm not gonna say exactly what the guest did because I'm not gonna put them out there, but that's their job, let's say, and they couldn't answer the question.
Oh dear.
Skirt around the topic. But
Yeah.
so then I asked other questions and it got interesting because then the dirt comes out.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a boundary thing. They weren't confident in their ability as a musician, I guess, or they didn't know the definition. They just threw the word out there. People
Well,
tell
it
me
wasn't really a musician, it was something else, but I'll tell you after the show.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no, I'm a musician, self-taught on everything.
So you have some beautiful, if you're watching virtually on youtube.com, just Google or look up Moments of Clarity with Tiffany, and you can see us live right now. We're also live on LinkedIn Live, Facebook, Twitter, a lot of platforms, but join us on YouTube. I'm trying to build it up. We have over 14,000 subscribers, I believe, and it's only since COVID. Change can only come when we stand together as one. So the more that we talk about mental health and ending the stigma on mental health, my goal has been reached. But I don't know if it's ever going to be there. But you notice on the news, it's being talked about a lot more. When I started this show 7 years ago, over 7 years ago, 7.5, we were like, nobody wants to hear about this. It was hard for me to get guests. Nobody wanted their story put out there. Nobody wanted to feel judged or worried about people seeing and hearing them. And that 7 years ago, and I didn't care. I was blessed with that gift of not caring what people think.
Oh, that's fantastic, because that's one of the daggers in the hip socket.
Well, I mean, besides, I guess, my family, my children, God, that kind of thing. But not, I don't, criticism or whatever. It takes a lot to get me offended or mad. My friends know that. So how do you apply these boundaries to yourself? And I'm going to give you the platform if you want to play one of those instruments or whatever you want to do. I love it. I'm open to anything, Jennifer.
I was practicing that. Oh, I was practicing this morning because actually it's all been done in the studio recently, so I haven't warmed up my fingers on the guitar.
You had texted me something about the music and you were whatever, so I found that to be a subtle hint. So I'm just going to let that ride if you.
I love it. Well, how do I apply those boundaries in my own life? The first question I have for myself and for anybody else who's listening is, are we finding ourselves stuck in a state of unhappiness and distress because we're not applying healthy boundaries? And one of the ways to do that, there's a few things that I do for my own personal boundaries. And the question that I ask myself is, are you taking care of you? Or are you taking everyone else but you? How's your self-care today, Jen? What is self-care? Well, that's another talk, but is it relaxation? Is it going to the gym? Is it going tanning? Is it going swimming? Is it hanging out with your girlfriends? What am I doing to take care of myself? And if I'm not, that's where I get to jump into mindfulness. That's the second thing that I do. I love the word
mindfulness, and I want you to describe that. And time for a second break.
Okay.
No, but mindfulness and then go to break.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so mindfulness is the difference between having a full mind and having a moment of clarity in a mindful moment, whether it's a soft meditation, it's a hot bath, it's listening to music, following a guided meditation on an app. There's so many options for mindfulness. And am I being mindful? And am I being aware? Or is my mind just full and everywhere? And so stepping into that mindfulness, that borderline personality, like Tiffany talked about at the beginning, is having a hard time being in the present moment. And so learning to take care of that present moment in a mindfulness kind of way has been one of my biggest saving graces, to be able to just stop the spin out and go, I am everywhere all at once, and I can only be here right now. So that's mindfulness for me.
So I have this tool that I'm going to tell you really quick before we go to break. And it's on an envelope, and I fold it in half, and it's a stick figure because I draw as well as I sing. So it's a stick figure, and he's happy on one side, and he's his little happy face with a little thought bubble above his head. And he's like, I'm going to do one thing at a time today. And he's smiling, and he's being mindful. And on the other side, this guy is angry with big fists, a stick figurine. And his thought bubble is, should I, well, I can't, what ifs, did they really, I shouldn't have done this, all these things. And he's mind, capital Full, being mindful of crap instead of mindful. One of my clients named him Seymour because he's seeing more, mindful. And then the other one's Seymour Butts. So that client was 13, but it stuck.
I like it. It makes sense.
Be mindful and happy and do one thing at a time. And a lot of things that help with that are to-do lists, like to make sure that we don't overwhelm ourselves and letting go of the things that we can't control, because there's a lot of things that we can change, but to not sit there and fixate on what we can't, and stop being our own worst critic and go friend ourselves. And
absolutely. I use the 5-step pillars of focus when
we can get to when we get back.
Let's do it.
We'll be back with Moments of Clarity in just a moment. Stay tuned.
We will return to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner after these messages.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you are like most people, you worry with the financial challenges you face today. How do you protect your family from financial ruin? How will you reduce your liabilities and get out of debt sooner? And how can you deal effectively with the constant changes in your job, your career, and your business? Overcoming your financial challenges is like building a house. You must build from the ground up. You must learn how to make more money, save more money, grow your money, and protect your money. Forever Forward Financial specializes in teaching you these 4 basic money skills so you can achieve your dreams and end your worry. Call us today and schedule your complimentary, no-obligation meeting to discuss your needs and concerns. Call Scott Bigley at 727-422-7761.
Are you having trouble staying sober after you've completed rehab and need a positive environment to help you continue sobriety? At Real Recovery Sober Living, we strive in both community and environment for men in early sobriety to help support you while in early recovery. For only $750 a month, we cover everything you need when it comes to a safe, clean, and accountable environment necessary for success in sobriety. Check out our website at realrecoveryfl.com. That's realrecoveryfl.com. We have 6 locations in Tampa, St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Brandon, North Tampa, and Bradenton, because everyone deserves a quality, sober living.
Hi, this is your host, Tiffany Warner from Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I want to thank you for all your support on ending the stigma on mental health for over the past 7 years and with over 600 episodes, as well as several award nominations and placing as a finalist in 3 categories on the People's Choice Podcast Award last year. If you're listening to this on audio, please visit and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Moments of Clarity with Tiffany and enjoy viewing previous shows in case you miss any live. If you're interested in advertising and would like to promote your company, it is affordable and an effective way to get your company the attention it deserves. I also welcome potential guests as well, and all information can be found on my website at mocwithtiffany.com. Thank you again for your continued support, as change can only come when we stand together as one.
Hi, this is Tiffany Warner, your host of Moments of Clarity. I'd like to give a shout out to musician songwriter Don Lawson, who wrote, produced, and performed all the vocals and instruments on my Moments of Clarity theme song. Don gained his inspiration as a mental health counselor himself. He's always looking for artists to record his songs, and you can hear more of Don's music at reverbnation.com/Don Lawson. You can also check him out on Twitter at Don Lawson Music. Thank you so much, Don, for your contribution to Moments of Clarity and ending the stigma on mental health. It's awesome.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Now back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner, licensed mental health counselor. To engage in the conversation, call 866-826-1340. Here's Tiffany.
Hello and welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Warner. I am a licensed mental health counselor and I'm your host. And today we're talking about setting boundaries, borderline personality disorder, but also the dangers of not setting boundaries and how to live up to our full potential and not let toxic people get in the way and be our own best friend rather than our own worst critic, and have healthy boundaries, because without healthy boundaries, we won't live up to our full potential. People are going to get in the way. People are going to make us feel like we can't do things. Toxic people won't go away if we don't hit that block button sometimes, right? And it's so many things. Welcome back to Moments of Clarity, the official boundary hunter, Jennifer Jerald. So before we went to break, you were going to give the 5 pillars, and we have the final stretch because the show's almost done. You're the author of 5 books. I want to promote you everything. So let's.
All right. So we'll do this quick. The focus steps. Check the facts. When you're starting to feel fear, doubt, anxiety, and emotional overwhelm, we've got to check the facts. We got to check in with the what, when, where, not the how and the why. Who, what, when, where, not the how and the why. How and the why are the emotional side. The rest are the facts. Once you check your facts and take the emotion stuff out, then you can start to observe your body, your breath, your muscles, your thoughts, what's coming out of your mouth audibly, what's coming out of your mind unaudibly. Then you go into change your mindset. That's your C. That's where that mindfulness and meditation comes in. Changing your mindset. One of the tools that I love to use is I encourage my clients to write a love note to themselves every day. Just a little sticky note that says, I love you. You're amazing. You're fantastic. You're phenomenal. You changed the world. That helps to change your mindset, especially when we're dealing with personal growth and development, living with mental illness, and overcoming the things that keep us in a constant state of overwhelm. When we can learn to love ourselves, we can see the world differently. Then we upgrade our word choices. That's the you. Instead of saying I should or I shouldn't, say anything but should or shouldn't. Never should on yourselves.
We have to all stop shitting ourselves.
I didn't swear. I said stop shoulding.
That's what I said. Shoulding.
No shoulding. So instead of I should or I can't.
I did not say the bad word. I said SHOULD. It might.
I know. That's what I was making sure.
Stop shitting yourself. But
stop kidding. Yes.
A little list.
So upgrade our word choices. Instead of saying I can't or I'm no good, say this is new and I'm learning. I got this. And then the last one, which Tiffany, you kind of touched on when you said let go of the things we can't control. That is the S, which is to surrender. When we surrender to the things we can't control and focus on the things we can, emotional overwhelm, lack of confidence, and lack of control step aside and confidence steps in. Because when we take charge of what we can take charge of, the rest will either go away or take care of itself. And it doesn't have to be a burden on us. That is one of the fastest ways to get into a mindful with 1 L versus a mindful with 2 L's.
Mindful.
Mindful. I don't want to be full unless I've just had sushi. Then I'll be full any day. But when it comes to my mind, let's take it down just to 1 L.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Your boundary and get rid of the L.
Get rid of the extra L just for the L of it.
That's I'm getting over pneumonia or something.
Oh, I know. Bless your heart. Thank you for being
No,
here.
but it's great. I'm sorry for coughing, but it's for a good cause because every time lucky for you, I'm easily amused, but not with the cough.
Oh yeah, the cough is no fun. No fun at all. So just
Show
really
us your
quick, I'm
books.
going
There's
to
a
talk
bunch of
about my
books.
books and my CD, but really quick, just a closing thought about boundaries. We talked about the brick wall. We talked about nothing at all. So remember that boundaries, first of all, are not for other people. They're for you. And second of all, boundaries are neither a wall or a barricade or nothing at all, but a picket fence around your garden of serenity to which you control the gate of entry. It's your garden.
You also have a quote where I was going to post it, but you said healthy boundaries aren't bad. They are bad. And then I can't say the rest of the word yet. I'm not going to. They are bad.
Yeah.
I'll misspell it.
Asterisk.
Yeah.
So Tiffany said, share your books. So my first book is my baby. This is Dare to Heal. And you can get an autographed copy. My ring light's shining. They're so
Dare
shining.
to Heal.
Dare to Heal, Thriving with BP.
Jennifer Jerald. And
all of these are available on one link on Amazon. If you just go to my website, jenniferjerald.com, and click on my book.
Is it all one word too?
Jennifer Jerald.
I had Jennifer M. Jerald.
Nope. Just my website's just jenniferjerald.com. But on all the social media, they made me put the M in there.
Yeah, it was confusing while I was trying to tag you on everything.
It's okay. Yeah, Jennifer M. Jerald on social media. They made me put the M in there.
Am I right on the across the screen?
All right.
Did I spell that right?
Let me see. The chat's up here.
No.
JenniferJerald.com. Yes, ma'am.
Yay.
You did it. Yay. Awesome sauce. So that was my first book.
I've gotten so much positive affirmations from this show. I did it. Yay.
Tiffany did it. She's a rock star. I love it.
Yeah.
So, and then
after 7.5 years, I can write a caption. Yay.
Then you can also grab this Bible book for creating healthy habits. This is 1 habit for entrepreneurial success. 300 life-changing habits to turbocharge your
How on earth did you write a book that thick?
I know, girl.
That is for the person that wants to sit down and read a book and not get to go through it within like a couple hours.
Well, here's the thing. I am chapter 21 in here, so I will be 21 forever. This is a co-authorship with Forbes Riley and the late Steve Sambliss. I did not write this whole book all by myself, but I am a co-author in here, and this is about consistent action.
So you wrote a chapter in that book. So
yes, I did not write the whole book, but I got to
write. How do you look so young and you published 5 books and one of them is that one? Because that must have taken forever.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been writing for a long time. I just found out I've been an award-winning writer since 4th grade.
Oh, wow.
And then I was also in a co-authorship here.
All right, we got to hurry this up.
Yeah, I have 1 minute for post-COVID, how to thrive in a post-COVID world. I'm chapter 12 in this book.
Jennifer, we got 1 minute and I have to wrap up the show.
Okay. Behind Closed Doors, Surviving Domestic Violence, the book I read, what changed my life. And then, of course, my brand new CD that just came out. You can get an autographed copy. I only have 5 left for the autographed copy.
And maybe the first one that DMs and says, Moments of Clarity, I saw you on the show, get a percentage off or 1 free CD or something.
You betcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only the first one.
Yeah. So you have to find JenniferJerald.com, JERALD, and DM you on through there. Can they message you on your website?
Yes.
And say, I want my free autograph CD.
Yep. My phone number's there too, so they can send me a text.
Oh, wow. You've had all that. Brave.
You know what?
This has been such a pleasure.
I love people and I love to create ripples of change. So if they feel better texting me, then that's fine.
Well, good for you, man. She's just opened all sorts of doors for everyone. And not setting boundaries, but I'm just going to tag it out on you. We'll get to that another show.
Oh, there's a boundary there.
I would love to have you back on the show.
There's this thing called block. So it works.
Okay, so we have to wrap up. We'll be back tomorrow, every Thursday, Friday, from 12 to 1. p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow we'll be talking about stress, grief and loss, and neuroplasticity with my favorite, Dr. Catherine Jackson, aka Dr. J. And I encourage you to tune in. And please like on whatever platform you're watching this on, and follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Change can only come when we stand together as one. And thank you, Ed. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And for Jennifer, especially, for being such a wonderful guest. Stay with me after the show. And everyone, be kind to yourself and a stranger. You never know what they're going through. Take care. See you tomorrow.
Don't put yourself down, time for a change. Believe in yourself, time to rearrange. Be your best friend, bring hope to your day. Lose your critic, get out of your way. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity. To yourself be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of love you get to define. Find self-love, you're so well alive. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity.